Hi, I hope you're well today. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of taking one little step at a time when you first stop drinking and it all seems a bit of a struggle. I don't know if you can tell, but I have just completed an extremely hardcore workout. I'm dripping with sweat, I'm beetroot in the face. That was a really hard slog. And as I was doing it, I was thinking to myself, there are so many, it's a really good metaphor basically for learning how to live life sober. And as I was going through all the motions of this heavy duty workout, I was thinking to myself about how I could apply this to lessons from that to stopping drinking and learning to live life sober. And so I thought I'd share it with you because it might be useful. It might be a useful metaphor to use for you to start thinking about things differently. And so the first thing was that I really didn't want to do this workout. When I looked, I pay a monthly membership and I do usually 5 days a week I do a workout. And so I'd gone on this morning, went onto the website and looked at today's scheduled workout and I saw that it was 300 reps. So it was 10 different exercises, made up one round, and there were 3 rounds in total. And each different exercise, you had to do 10 repetitions. So to make that really, really simple, it was 10 repetitions of one exercise, 10 repetitions of the next exercise, 10 repetitions of the next, all the way down to 10, and then repeat the whole thing 3 times. So it was 300 repetitions in total. So it was mammoth and it's taken me about 50 minutes to complete it. And I knew when I looked at the exercises involved that they were going to be tough. They involved weights, they involved a lot of shoulder and upper body work, which I'm not that strong on, a lot of press-ups, push-ups, which I'm not that strong on. And I just didn't want to do it. I had to make myself do it. And I made myself do it by thinking about all of the benefits it would bring me. So I kind of made a comparison between how I'd feel if I didn't do it and how I'd feel if I did do it. And this is a really good way to approach getting sober, is whenever you find that you're struggling or you just don't want to do it or it's too much hard work or it'd be just so much easier if you reached for a drink, it's just to compare how that's going to make you feel if you do and how that's going to make you feel if you don't, because that can be a really good motivator. The second thing I noticed that I did was that the whole set of 300 repetitions was overwhelming. Because I really didn't want to do it, I didn't feel like I'd had the energy, I didn't feel like I'd had enough sleep. It just felt like a mountain I had to climb to get on with my day. And it was just too overwhelming. I couldn't contemplate the thought of doing 300 reps, the full 3 rounds. So what I did was I broke it down in my mind and I thought, right, I'm just going to do the first round. I'm just going to do 100 reps. And I know I can do that because I know I can do 10 repetitions of one exercise. That's doable. I can just get my way through the first exercise, do my 10 repetitions, move on to the next one. I can do 10 of those and I'm done. And at least I've done something. So I broke it down in my mind into a manageable chunk of 100 repetitions, just the first round. And I did it. I made my way through those 10 reps of each of the 10 exercises and I did it. And it was tough. It was hard. I was sweating. I'd lost breath. It was hurting. It was working my muscles. It was working my body. I felt like giving up, but I carried on because it was doable. When I'd done that first 10 reps, I thought to myself, well, do you know what? I can do the next 10 reps of the second round. I can go back to that first exercise and I can do those first 10 reps. That's all I have to do, just those first 10 reps. And I made it manageable in my mind that I could do those first 10 reps. I then, when I'd completed those, I did the next 10 reps. So I did the second exercise in round 2 and I made my way through round 2 bit by bit. What I also did was I took breaks when I needed to. So after the 5th exercise in round 2, I kind of stopped, had some water, went to the back door, looked out at the view, took a few breathers, checked my emails, then went back and finished the remaining 5 exercises in round 2. cut a long story short, basically, when you make things manageable in your mind, you break things down into manageable chunks, it makes them much easier. So if, for instance, you find your mind is whirling on how the rest of your life is going to be miserable, or how the next 2 weeks are going to be miserable because you can't drink, you've got this social event, that social event, and the whole thing's going to be miserable, that's not a helpful way to think about things. A much more helpful and motivating way to think about things is to break it down into manageable chunks, manageable steps, just like I did with my workout this morning. So you just focus on what you've got to do that day, or that morning, even. The afternoon, when it comes to the afternoon. And then when you get to the end of the afternoon, the evening, and how you're going to cope with the evening. All you need to do is to focus on what's right in front of you. You can forget the rest because it becomes too overwhelming. So you make your way through it. And just like I did in my workout, you make it as easy on yourself as possible. So you might refuse invitations to social events. You might give yourself escape routes. You might decide to switch off and hide away from the world for a day. You might decide to do whatever it takes, do whatever you need to do to take a break, to make life easy on yourself, to hide away and to escape if you need to. Which is exactly what I did at points during this workout. I just took a break, I escaped, went and got some fresh air, sat down, checked some emails and went back to it again. And what happened was, after the second round, I thought to myself, do you know what? How I'm going to feel if I leave it there, if I stop at round 2, I'll feel okay because I've actually done something rather than being, not doing anything at all, being put off by the whole thing. But I'm going to feel so much better if I do the whole thing, if I actually do round 3. So what I did then, I took a breather, took some water, took some fresh air, and just decided all I need to do is 5 reps of exercise 1, 5 repetitions of exercise 1. That's all I need to do. And I know I can do 5 reps. So I did. I put my all into doing those 5 reps, took a breather, and then thought to myself, well, I can finish that now. I can do another 5 reps. And I did that with each and every single exercise, but I only focused on the 5 repetitions I had in front of me. I forgot the rest, because if I was thinking about the rest, it would have been too much and it would have put me off and I would have just given up and thought, I can't do it. But just focusing on the very next step, the one next thing that's in front of you, makes it possible, makes it achievable, makes it more motivating. So as you can see, I completed the workout. I feel great because I stuck with it. I committed myself. I worked hard. And even though I slowed down and took breaks, I did it. I did the best I could do. I kept at it. And the reward for that is that I feel fantastic. I've ticked something off my list for today and I feel motivated. I've got that, I've got all the serotonin, I've got the dopamine going from the workout I've just done. I now know that I can achieve whatever else I need to achieve today. And it's a great way for me to have started the day. So I feel fantastic. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to feel fantastic, you're going to feel great each time you take one of these little steps and you focus on what's in front of you. But each time you achieve that one thing, before you move on to the next thing, it boosts your feel-good factor. It boosts your mood. It gives you a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. And it boosts your confidence. It gives you more confidence in yourself and your ability to do the next step. Getting hot and sweaty and working hard physically might not be your thing. It doesn't matter. That's just one metaphor to use to describe how you just do one small step at a time, break things down into manageable chunks, take things easy on yourself, and you can do this. For more motivation and inspiration on how to get sober and live your life happily and healthily without alcohol in it, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll look forward to catching up with you really soon, but in the meantime, let's go get sober together.